So you guys will not believe I actually did these nails for my clients on the 23rd of October, and the time I'm recording this video is the 16th of January. My client really took these nails into the New Year's and I cannot believe my eyes. I've definitely cracked the code for longest lasting nails. So if you guys want to see how I did this, then make sure you keep on watching, like, comment and subscribe.
On them private jets, taking trips, come back at 6, wake me in your child, and then won't lay today, make me wonder who you might have been playing with, makes me wonder who you think.
Okay guys, as you guys can see, I have removed all the product from her natural nails. Her nails looking very healthy, very long. We had a few breakage, I think just one actually, just the middle finger, but it's looking really good. So we're going to start by applying my glue onto the natural nail. Bear in mind, I have already primed my nails already, so I used two different primers to do this. I used the Nail Nails primer and the Young Nails primer. I'm going to link everything down below. So I apply a very small amount of glue onto the natural nail, and then I also apply the glue onto the tips of the nail, and then I go ahead and cure it under the lamp, but I make sure to leave a little space in between the natural nail and the tip. After curing these nails, I realized that the glue did not go all the way down to the tip of the nails, but that's okay because I can go ahead and add some more glue afterwards. So I just flipped my client's hand and I used a detail brush to fill in the gap. I don't recommend you skip this step because if you leave that gap in between the natural nail and the tip, it's going to lift. So you want to avoid that as much as possible. So try and add as much glue as necessary. Don't put too much, but add enough so that it can fill up the whole entire nail. And then I went ahead and did the rest of her nails. So just sit back and enjoy this process, and I'll be right back when it's time for the next step. Oh, quickly before I leave, I also wanted to tell you guys how I prepped the tips before I started applying them. So what I did was I sized my client's nails to perfection, and then I went ahead and used a cuticle drill bit to etch the inside of the nails. I know some nails these days, some gel press-on nails come already etched, but I like to go the extra mile and I use a cuticle drill bit to do this. And you ask, why would I use a cuticle drill bit? Why not a sandband? I feel like a cuticle drill bit creates a more defined roughness, if that makes sense. It just allows the product to stick a lot better. So I never skip this step, no matter how quick I'm trying to rush my client's nails. So make sure you etched the tips before you actually start applying them. So now that I'm done applying all the nails, I'm going to go ahead and shape my client's nails. I went ahead and cut them already off camera. So I'm just shaping the sides, making sure everywhere is clean. But most importantly, remove any gel that might be sitting on the side. This is another important step when it comes to lifting. Do not think just because your gel press-ons come already in the perfect shape, you don't need to shape them anymore. I like to do the shaping because it removes any extra gel that may be on the skin. And we all know any gel that is left on the skin is going to cause lifting. So make sure you do this step. So remember when I said that we're going to apply the tips just a bit further down from the cuticle area? I like to do this because I want my clients to have a bit of a natural flushness and look to their natural nails. Gel X can really be bulky sometimes, so I do this method to just give my clients a little bit more of a cleaner and sleeker look. So now after doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and blend that tip with the natural nails, and I'm using a fine drill bit for this. I'm using one of my favorite drill bits. This is something that you can get anywhere, but just make sure your drill bit is a fine one, okay? Fine grit. So the next step we're going to be taking is using a medium grit sandband drill bit to remove the shine from the natural nails. I feel like that was a mouthful. But yeah, we have to do this step because we want to make sure that whatever product we place on top of the tips will not just slip away. So this is a very important step. So make sure you take away the shine. Do not just buff this. We need a nice grit, or should I say we need a nice grip for the product to stick. So if you've come this far, well done, okay? It's not going to be perfect your first time, okay? This is something that took me quite some time to practice. So this is the part where we're going to use some acetone to melt that tip with the natural nails. As you guys can see, as I'm applying the product, it's pretty much just blending away. So this is a step that's going to also help with lifting. So now that we are done, we're going to take our builder gel, or this is my builder in a bottle from Nail Nails, and this is the shade Unwrap Me. I really love this color. It really ran out so quickly for me. Like, guys, I need to stock up on these. So I use one bead and I make sure I pack up most of the product in the cuticle area and I drag the rest of it down. This is going to act as a slip layer for me. And then I go ahead with another bead and I'm going to thicken up that apex area. Although we already have a full cover tips that come with a apex, I still want to make sure that the nails look proportionate. And then I'm using a detailed brush to cover the sides, make sure the cuticle area is looking flush. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and flip my client's hand to create an even more balanced look to the nail. So you don't have to do too much. 90% of the time, just level it down and it's going to naturally follow the arch of the tips that you had already applied. Make sure you cover the tips and the edges again, because sometimes the product travels too far up, and then you're going to go ahead and cure it. I do this on all of the nails. So once again, we're going to apply a thick bead at the tip of the cuticle area, and then drag the rest of the product down. And then I added another bead to kind of follow that slip layer and cover the whole entire nail. Okay guys, so this step is completely optional. I went ahead and used a different shade to cover this nails because I just felt like it needed a bit more pink. So I used the shade Bed of Roses on her nails on top of that, so you can see the difference. It's so much more rosier, so much more pinker. I'm not doing the same steps that I did prior. I'm just kind of using it as like a gel polish and just painting it on. This is definitely, you know, a plus for her because it's just like extra security. But I just wanted a bit more pink, you know, and it was perfect. And I didn't do all 10 nails at a time because at the end of the day, we're still working with Builder Gel and we don't want to bulk up the shape of our nails, okay? So I did 2 nails at a time and then I cured it and then I went ahead and did the rest of the nails. Okay, so the next step we're going to take is making sure we wipe off any residue layer on the nails. Builder or Builder in a bottle tends to come with a lot of residue. So if you're worried that it's not cured properly, then don't, because it's just residue, and I don't ever recommend you buff these nails without removing the residue because you're just going to ruin your buffer, okay? So I'm going to go back again and shape these nails, okay? Because like we said, we do not want to have our nails be too bulky, okay? So we're going to shape the sides, and then after we finish shaping the sides, we're going to buff these nails. I will not be using the sand band for this step because Builder Gel is quite thin but also thick enough to hold, but I don't want to lose too much shape. Like when you're doing a hybrid set, which is what I call it, I call this the hybrid set, you want to be very mindful of proportions and shapes and things like that, so you can shape but not too much. So I will be buffing these nails after shaping them, and then they will be ready for painting. Okay, so now we are going to move on to the design aspect of the nails. If you are not doing this particular design, then that's totally fine. But my client wanted a French nail, but she wanted it to be very 90s inspired. Initially, she wanted a straight Frenchie, and I gagged and I told her absolutely not. But we decided to do somewhat straight but still with a curve. Okay, but this is a very thick Frenchie, and she loved it. So this is definitely something that I will be trying out myself, but this is something that I would love you guys to try as well. So if you guys liked my version of a hybrid set between a Gel X and a BIAB, please feel free to let me know in the comment section, or if you have any questions, please don't be shy. I will be reading each and every one of your comments and I will be responding accordingly. So just let me know. I will be doing a class very soon, more like a Zoom class. So if you want a more detailed, more one-to-one with me, I will be letting you guys know when that will be available. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed recording and editing this video for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as well, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. So enjoy the rest of the video and see you soon.
Baddie,